Boom, all right. Kenman here, and this unmarked package contains a knife. This pouch is not what it seems to be. It says Monterey Bay Knives, but that is not right. I actually put a knife in here. I was part of a pass-around group where you get to check out the knives in the box and then potentially keep one for yourself and trade it to the box for a equal or greater value knife. I did select a couple of them from that pass around. This is one of them. Let's just get right into it and check it out. My newest knife from a company I don't have anything. Well, actually, that's a lie. I do have one from a long time ago. But here we are. First kind of real new knife for my collection from TwoSun. Let's get into it. Check it out. Monterey Bay on the floor. Okay. So from that pass around, I picked this up. This is customized. It is a little different than how it would be if you purchased it from the company. But this here is the TwoSun TS171. Check it out. So not sure who. The box is still being passed around. I can't share with you what was in the box until it's complete, but I did make some videos with some other knives of coming out after it finishes being passed around. But since I did take this one, I can share it, but I don't know who it came from, who customized it, or any of that information. I had to kind of do a little research to find it. But yeah, this is the TwoSun TS171. We are looking at a D2 blade steel. We have a titanium handle with a little insert. I believe this insert was blue and has been dyed with some reddish and some purples in there, maybe even sanded to kind of help bring out the colors. And it appears that the blade has been maybe blasted, stone washed, acid etched. Used to have a little TwoSun logo right there. There's a faint little hint of it. Maybe some numbers there. Also a little faint section. Looks like it's been sanded clean and then acid etched or whatever. So unique, individual kind of a styling here. I dig it. And I checked it out and I was like, you know, I like this knife, and I did a trade for it. I'm happy to have it. Let's soak it in, check out its features. Here we are. So we got a nice D2 blade, long, thin point, right? Very cool. I like that it's been kind of stone washed and changed up a little bit. Drops shut pretty easy. The flick out is fairly effortless. Thumb, well, of course, there we go. Thumbs out pretty easy. Action is nice on this here. Blade is solid. No play, no movement. Actually, it's a little bit that way. Maybe I could center it a little bit better, but actually it's pretty dang close. Kind of being nitpicky there. So this is a titanium handle, so it's kind of a full frame lock, but it's covered with this little scale section right here, so it kind of becomes almost like a liner lock in a way. Or I guess you could call this a liner lock, even though it is part of the... It's just covered, so it's not like it's exposed. Clip is also titanium milled out, cannot be swapped to the other side. At least I don't think. No, it's got a curve to it, so it would fit differently on there. Do have a lanyard hole for the Edyards lovers out there. I like the kind of cross line hatching and that line across the titanium. Nice little accents, just give it some style. This is raised up a little bit higher than the titanium as well, so it kind of acts as a little contouring for the handle. Feels really great in the hand. Nice choke up spot, gives you tons of space on the handle. Even back up on it, there's just plenty. It hangs out there. Feels good. Nice simple design. We have a captive pivot, which is great. That thumb action and flick out is fun. I dig it. I kind of instantly kind of had a fondness for it, but since it didn't have any markings or any information, I had to kind of ask around and figure it out. But we did, and here it is in the collection now. What do we think about it? What TwoSuns do you have? Comment below. Do you got one of these? You know who customized it? Let us know. Good stuff. So, yeah, I did that. No jimps. I love a good jimp on there, and there aren't any on there, but it does feel nice still. You can kind of sit in there, and it doesn't feel slippery at all, but you know me. Jimp it all the way. I would dig it. The pictures I found also had like a plug that filled this entire space and kind of stuck out like a big thumb stud, kind of, but it was more like a plastic plug that filled up that entire area and then came out on both sides. So it looks like they probably just took that out. I think that's a better move. The hole, definitely more my style. This does feel good. Long, big blade, but look at that, getting in for doing some draws and some stuff, man. That point, that tip, excellent stuff. I don't want to say it or downplay the customization already, but when I look at it, it makes me want to just like continue, do more. What would I do? Anodize the blade or the handle maybe, for even more color to it. Maybe stonewash the blade even more. Looks like it's kind of softened up. See, like right there. Not as much. I'm not trying to critique it negatively at all. I'm just noticing it might be fun to just use it as a thing. Maybe I should put some jimps on there. Comment below, what would you like to see me do to this? Ooh, big one here. 8.5, almost 8 5/8 end to end. That is cool. 3 3/4 on the hand, on the blade. You're at 4 if you go that angle right there, and you've got 3 1/4 on the cutting surface with the slightest curve on the belly. 4 7/8 on the handle. Nice. What do we think about this one? 0.14. The 1.4 kind of carries out to there, and it's got that slow, long taper to the tip, kind of like Spyderco does. I like that. That full grind all the way across the blade. Got a little sharpening section right here. Maybe that could be a little bit bigger. Handle, 0.52. Down to 8.5 at the end and 119 up at the top. 1.1 on the thickest part of the blade. This battery is never going to give up. It's never going to give you up. Okay. TwoSun 4.06. Compare everything with the Kaiser. Drop bear 3.29, definitely a smaller knife. So 406 on that weight. Very manageable for this size, I think. Drop bear is the same as your bug out size, your pyrite size, that daily carry, not quite full size. There's the jimps I'm talking about. Give me a ton of jimps like that. I'll be happy. Wow, this thing is dirty. Gets a lot of use. 1/2 to 3/4 inches shorter on the handle and probably 3/4 inch shorter on the blade. Definitely a smaller off or a bigger offering than your bug out killers out there. Okay, the TwoSun has been customized, is not new. Have no idea who had it, how long they had it, how many years they had it, how much they used it, sharpened it. A couple fails there, of course, on camera. So I'm not sure as far as the sharpness quality. When I do a sharp test with a paper, generally you want to be testing a brand new knife. If it's been through whatever, who knows, then we're not really giving it an accurate cut test, but we'll see where it's at right now. The D2 on here is dull. It needs some work. Oh wow, that is definitely needs some attention to that edge. Oh boy, that is probably one of the worst ones. It's funny, I didn't try a paper cut test with this. And it needs some help. I will probably do that during a live, and we can kind of do a little thing. Would you like to see some sharpening on the channel? I've done a few here and there. Did some kitchen knives that cut worse than this does, and then with a few minutes on sharpening, we got it just razor sharp. So maybe we'll do that in the future. Comment below what you think about it. TwoSun, which ones do you have? Let's start some discussion. What do we think about this one, though? This is fun, cool design. Glad to have it in the collection. Thanks again to those who know for putting me in that pass around. I'm much appreciated. And yeah, stay tuned. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.